Hello, YouTube viewers. It's Cynthia Michael from Screen Productions, bringing you a special edition of my podcast segment called "Are They Both the Same Thing?" And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand me. Also, I'm trying to do my best not to breathe so hard, not during this audio podcast recording, not to cause any audio feedback as well. Anyway, let's get into this special edition of Are They Both the Same Thing? Now, so we're going to compare Black Lightning to Static Shock. So let's start off with Black Lightning. Now, as you guys know, there is a Black Lightning TV show about to come to Channel 11 CW lineup very soon. So let's get into the origin of Black Lightning. Now, Black Lightning was created by Tony Isabella and Trevor Von Eden and let's see, notes this little color at the moment. Let's see, turned out oh yeah, sorry. Anyway, sorry, I thought I had my notes in order. But anyway, here it is. Black Lightning was created by Tony Isabella and Trevor Von Eden in April 1977 till 1977. That was the first. That's when Black Lightning was created for DC. Now, according to this, and also the same day that Black Lightning was published by DC. According to the information I have on Black Lightning, it turns out Black Lightning was the first DC superhero to ever get published by DC Comics. Now, so everybody assumed that Cyborg and Vixen was the first black superheroes to get published by DC. No, you guys are wrong. Turns out that Black Lightning was the first black superhero to ever join the Justice League as well. Yeah, that part shocked me the most. But anyway, now the story of Black Lightning goes like this. Black Lightning grew up in the Chocolate City South Side called the Suicide Slums. So basically, it's the toughest. So basically, it's like the toughest, baddest neighborhood in Metropolis. So after growing up there, after witnessing, the crime, the gangs, and all that, Black Lightning, or his real name Jefferson Pierce, decided to do something about it. So now in the original comic book, he was an inventor who created this special belt that gave him the power of electricity, and also the power to make electricity, make electromagnetic shields to protect him. So he used the Vixen to take down the crime in his neighborhood of the Suicide Slum, and therefore he became known as Black Lightning. But over the years, Black Lightning, over his superhero years, he retired from superhero after his wife or his two daughters divorced him, and he decided to retire after that. But in the updated comics, they are continuing with that story. He is forced out of retirement after his younger daughter gets involved with gangs and stuff. So basically he's forced out of retirement. Once again, he becomes Black Lightning. Now, in the modern version, in the newer versions of the Black Lightning comic books, he actually You know, he accidentally gets his powers from but so it turns out that Black Lightning had to get his turns out Black Lightning always has powers until to a big activation. So basically, he's a meta human in the newer update versions of the Black Lightning comic book. Now, so basically, Longley's two daughters, Vanessa and Jennifer, or Jennifer's known as Lightning, so Jennifer is his younger daughter, and her older daughter, Vanessa, her secret name Thunder. They help Black Lightning fight crime after he's forced out of retirement, and together once again we try to make their neighborhood the suicide zone safe to their community and all law-abiding citizens. Now, coming to this, as you guys know, that there is a Black Lightning action show in the works right now, being produced by Greg Bazzini, and the producers of the game and Girlfriends are working on a pilot at the moment. And also, there is a mini Black Lightning series featured on the DC Comic website that is currently still ongoing. So basically, that's basically Black Lightning in a nutshell. Now let's get into Static Shock. Now, Static Shock was created in 1993, and also the same year that Static Shock debuted. Now, Static Shock was created by Wayne Duffy, Dennis Cow, Derek Dingo, and Michael Davison. Now, originally Static was created for Milestone Comics until DC bought out Milestone Comics and retained the rights to Static Shock. But when DC bought Milestone Comics, Static Shock was still being published by Milestone Comics along with DC, but Static Shock was not part of the main DC universe until Static Shock still was not a part of the main DC universe until September 2000, until the first season of the Static Shock cartoon series aired on Channel 11 one cartoon lineup. Because of the popularity of the cartoon, DC allowed Milestone Comics DC allowed to do a lot of crossovers to a lot of DC and Warner Bros. Animation. So Static Shock, through for 4 seasons and 52 episodes of Static Shock, it done a lot of crossovers of the current DC DC animated shows during that time, like Batman Beyond and the Justice League Unlimited and so on. So the Static Shock cartoon series in May the 22nd, 2004. Because of the very popularity of Static Shock, because of the popularity of the Static Shock cartoon and the cartoon, it made the comic book series of Static Shock, much more greater than the TV show did. So, in the so the head of the DC Comics decided to let Static be a permanent, let Static to be part of the permanent DC universe. Now, before I get into more details about that, let's get into how Static Shock became Static Shock. Now, Static Shock's real name is Virgil Hawkins. Now, as a young boy, his mother, Jean Hawkins, was a parent who died in a powerful gang riot, in a great gang riot. His mother, Jean Hawkins, was a parent who died in the line of duty, during a massive gang riot in the city, North Dakota City. Now, Static lives in the neighborhood called Paris Island. The worst neighborhood in Oklahoma, in Dakota City. He's from Dakota City. He lived in Paris Island, which is the worst neighborhood in Dakota City. Along with his father, Robert Hawkins, and his older sister, Sharon. One day, Berto. So basically, one day, Virgil during high school, that he was picked up by a buddy who was a part of a gang. So basically, a friend of his from another gang decides to defend him, but for a price. So basically, the friend wanted to take out his booty while we were getting at some big gang rumble. But after Berger said no, after Berger said no, and he tried to walk away, but he still got caught up in it in a way. So during this big gang fight, this truck came with this special gas that a truck was spitting into gas had tipped over and so to leak from the tanker, therefore mutated every gang member, everybody who was there during that gang fight, whoever during that gang fight got their genes mutated. So basically, Berger, from this spilling into gas, Berger had gained the power of the static electricity from this spilling into gas. So basically, everybody most men here from Static's neighborhood refers to it as the Big Bang. Just the truck exploded and therefore the gas throughout Paris Island, the Paris Island neighborhood. So basically, what he's doing. So Berger decided to use his new powers to make his neighborhood and city a better place, and become a superhero. Along with his friend Richie Foley, who later becomes his technological sidekick Gear. They go out saving Dakota City and Dakota City from bang babies, or better known as metahumans. So basically, that's the whole Static Shock, origin stories in a nutshell. So basically, like I said, because of the popularity of Static, of the Static Shock cartoon series, the DC Comics would decide to make Static a permanent, make him a permanent part of the DC universe. Now, he was featured in such episodes of Justice League Unlimited. He was featured in one episode of Justice League Unlimited, and also was featured in Young Justice as well. Now, because of the popularity of Static, therefore, because of the popularity of Static, therefore gave backlighting how renewed the Backlighting comic book series as well. Now, in the new Static Shock and Backlighting comic book series, we see that Static Shock and Backlighting always team up a lot in the comic book series as well. And also in the comic book series, that Static Shock is also turned to Backlighting as a mentor. So basically, in the comic book, Backlighting is a mentor. Now, it's a mentor to Static Shock. So basically, on today's basis, they always, team up in the comic book series. So now, just to let you guys know that. So let's see what they do. Let's see what they do have in common and what do they not have in common. They both have electromagnetic powers, but in Backlighting's case, he gets his powers from a belt. They both grew up in rough neighborhoods that were heavily affected by gangs and crime. Now, both of the costumes do have the same colors. So basically, Backlighting, if you guys notice, that costume is basically black, blue, and yellow. That costume is based off of Backlighting costume. So that is black, yellow, and blue. Now, they both had family who was affected by gangs. But the difference between that his mother died in a gang raid. But in Backlighting's case, his younger daughter had joined a gang who joined a gang, but not who wasn't killed yet, or didn't, so basically, basically he did get his younger daughter out of the gang before he was killed. So anyway, before she got killed, to reduce to the gang violence and whatnot. Now, both are black. Both of these guys are black African Americans, and both had ties to the Justice League Now, the only difference I could find is they don't have a common Static was, originally Static was not a part of was created by Milestone Comics before DC brought out Milestone Comics. So basically Static was not a part of the original DC universe until after his TV show ended. So basically, what I'm trying to say, these characters are both the same thing. Both of the And both of these characters are great black superheroes who grow up in tough neighborhoods, and decide to use their powers to help make their neighborhoods, a safer place, and stop gang violence and take down super villains, etc. So basically, these guys I gotta say, Black Lightning and Slide are very important comic book superheroes to young black people like myself and others. So I gotta say these two superhero characters both are the same thing, and very important and affected black culture in a positive way. So basically, like I said, both of these superheroes are basically both the same thing, but told in different ways. So anyway, this is a special edition of Are They Both the Same Thing? This is Sincere Michael signing off. 1.